So speaking of surroundings, especially talking to two young women, especially, I think one of the biggest other pieces of information that I can give to them is to always be aware of your surroundings. You're going to have times when you're in the library studying late at night and you're having to walk back to the dorm. Our school had like a buddy system type situation, so you could call like a number and an RA would walk to the library so that they could walk home with you so you wouldn't feel not safe. I don't think I ever felt unsafe walking anywhere by myself, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen to you. I would definitely always tell people where I was at any given time. Like, my best friends always knew where I was at, which is also something that I would suggest, is like to make sure that people know where you are, so then that way if for some reason something happens, like somebody will be able to find you. Luckily there are apps like Find Friends, which I made my little sister add me so that I knew where she was at. I don't ever really watch her at this point, but like she's been out on dates and stuff, and I'm like, just turn it on so that I know if something happens to you, that at least I can be able to find your phone. So just little things like that. There's on most campuses the little like blue telephone pole that are scattered throughout places, so if you do feel unsafe, for some reason your phone's dead, it doesn't work, you can run to one of those phones and make sure, I think it calls like the police or campus security or something like that. Just make sure that you're aware of where those are in your vicinity, but just like making sure you're prepared, and like don't be on Instagram when you're walking places. Don't be on Snapchat when you're walking places. Like, you not paying attention is the easiest way for someone to be able to hurt you. And as a woman, you're always going to be considered a target, and an easy target. So just make sure that you are always watching where you are. You're watching people who look suspicious, because a lot of times if they look suspicious, they are. Not by race or gender or anything, just like some people look off and you can just tell if they're not in the right place. Just be aware, watch people. I think that's also a big thing. Like, one of my best friends is like hella scary. Like, she's scared of everything. So if it didn't feel right to her, like, we wouldn't go, we wouldn't do it. And a lot of the times it came in handy. Me, I'm just like, oh, it'll be fine. And so I just go with the flow on a lot of things. But luckily she had that like a little bit of fear in a lot of things. So that wound up being like a good thing for us, and I think it's good as women, unfortunately, in the society that we live in, to always have that little bit of fear. My parents even now are like trying to figure out how to get me a gun, just because of the day and times that we live in, and also I live in Texas, so it's kind of a thing here. But I mean, just make sure that you're always comfortable. You know what options you have, you know what exits you have. Like, these are all things that you should be aware of in any situation, not just in college, but make sure to take that going forward. Making sure when you're walking to your car, like, have your keys in between your fingers. That's a really good thing. Like, you could jab somebody in the eye if they come upon you and you don't know who this person is. There's little things like making sure that you are checking your car when you get into it. Like, there's all kinds of things that happen to all different people, but just if you always have that little bit of a seed in the back of your head to make sure that you're aware, that's going to make it a little bit harder for somebody to be able to catch you off guard, which ultimately is what you want. So just take that into consideration when you're out late at night leaving the library. So I definitely didn't touch on everything, but I just wanted to make sure that I gave a good chunk of information of things that I think that are important going into college. If you guys have questions on one of the topics, or if you think that there are some other things that my little sister should know, please leave comments down below. I love reading those. It makes my day. I just really thank you for taking the time to sit down with me and listen to me rant basically to my little sisters. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And as always, it was so much fun, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video. Bye!